Welcome to the Golden Nuggets. This podcast is brought to you by WordPress. Ever wonder why some websites always pop up first? That's SEO magic at work. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And if your website isn't up there, you're missing out big time. Here's the deal. Every day your website stays hidden is the day your competitors grab your customers. It's not just about being online, it's about being seen. At WordPress, we turn your website from invisible to irresistible. Simple, effective SEO that gets you noticed, gets you customers, and gets you ahead. Don't let your website be the internet's best kept secret. Make it a customer magnet. Ready to be found? Visit wordpress.com/search. Let's make your website the star of the show this year. Don't miss out.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Golden Nuggets podcast. In today's episode, myself, Hanafi, I have my main host over here, Amir, and today we are together with brother Muhsin Aziz.
Yo, what's up, Muhsin?
Hey, Amir.
Alhamdulillah. Semua okay,
Okay.
So Muhsin is the founder of Project Helix, right?
That's right.
Can you share with us what is Project Helix?
That was my first question to him. I was like, Amir, what's it? Tak apa, nanti dia datang kita tanya. Okay. So,
Yeah,
okay.
but I give you an answer.
A very brief one, right? Yeah.
It's a Project Helix. Why I choose the name Helix is basically Helix is the DNA, right? So my goal is actually to be in the DNA of everybody during the medical journey. Yeah. So everybody is a project for me.
I see. Okay. So individual project.
Correct.
Okay. What inspired you to have this particular name?
Okay. I think a lot of people don't know this. I'm a nurse. So I've been in the healthcare industry for 16 years already.
Oh, 16 years.
So yeah, I just want to do something in the medical profession, healthcare industry. And I've always been very fascinated and passionate to be involved in all my clients' journey, from when they are sick until they recover. And now I'm actually looking into how to more into preventive care. Right, so and that's technically what your DNA does, right? Your DNA, your cells are the ones that whether prevention, whether reaction or treatment, all this. Or your cells and your DNA are involved in all this. So that's what I want to do lah.
Okay. Maybe can explain a bit what Project Helix does as a whole.
So as a whole, we are as travel medicine specialists, right? So I'm not just based in Singapore. I do have clients from Indonesia. I'm opening up to the China market now. So my clients from all these places, when they are diagnosed with something and they require certain treatment and they want to know what options there are for them, I provide this option. So thankfully I'm well connected now. I work with hospitals from Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan and Korea. So it's not just Western medicine. I do traditional medicine as well. I know the doctors who do this. And as for example, for cancer treatment right now, it's stem cell therapy, or in other words, it's called immunotherapy. It's on the rise now, and it's actually been scientifically proven for so many years. It's just that it's not made well known in this region. So I am actually introducing it to some of my clients here.
I see.
Okay. Let's go back a bit to about your background.
Okay.
You mentioned you were a nurse for 16 years.
Correct.
Before that, what were you doing or what were you studying? Or has it been something that you have pursued from young?
No, of course, from young I've never thought I'd be a nurse.
Okay.
And from when I was young, I wanted to be a rock star.
Oh, okay.
Right. But I mean, down the line, okay. So this is a story. So when I was after I took my O levels, right? When I got my results, so I was thinking, okay, I want to go to poly. What can I do? First, I look at engineering. I suck with my arms, with my hands. Yeah, I can't even change my own light bulb, for goodness sake.
Okay. But people are entrusting you to save their life.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Sabar.
Then so IT. I suck at IT also. Yeah, I only know how to. At the point of time, I just know how to click it. Mozilla Firefox, that kind of thing, but
Okay.
I don't know the back end. So all after deduction, so it falls down to nursing. So I was like, okay, stable job, iron rice bowl, and I like to help people. Right? So okay, why not take a jump into it, right? So I went to Nanyang Poly, but I struggled the first year. Because I couldn't understand a single thing that they were teaching. Because biology, I didn't have any experience. But I love being, when I went for my attachments, you know, caring for the sick. And I love that. It's just that when in school, I don't like it. See, it was hard 1 year transitioning. So I actually repeated 1 more year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you
my
repeated your first year.
Yeah, so I told people that I repeated because I want to get the long service award lah, and to guide the younger nurses, but the school knows better.
Yeah.
But then after that, I figured out a way on how to study properly and all. So, and the rest is history. Yeah, my passion for nursing actually burns very brightly.
I see.
Up until now.
Ask you,
that's
bro.
interesting.
Because when I took my O levels, the only course that I can take was actually nursing.
Okay.
I didn't want to go through that, so I went through the long route and I went ITE.
Okay.
To pursue IT. Was this something that you really wanted? Because you mentioned just now you were looking at all the different courses. Like, were you really passionate about nursing, or?
I'm not passionate about nursing per se, but I'm passionate about helping people. Yeah, that has always been in my DNA lah. I don't want to sound cliche, but yeah, even when I was young, you know, when I see the elders trying to cross the road, I'll still help, you know, that kind of thing. So I was thinking, well, perhaps nursing is something that I can do to wash my sins away.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wash your sins away by washing people's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know better.
Yeah, of course. I'm a nurse also. Okay. All right. So, was there anything that surprised you when you first joined nursing?
When I first joined,
Maybe I can share a bit. What surprised me the most is nursing is the easiest course to go to.
Correct.
But it is really, really tough, especially academically, because I think it's not fair for a lot of people, especially because I know nursing, if you fail your English and maths, you can still go for the course, right? I think it's not fair for those who need help in their English language to be joining nursing, because there's a lot of things that we need to learn and we need to pick up fast. And I think it's really not fair if you need some time to actually improve your English before you actually join the industry.
Yes, I agree with that. But I think when it comes down to it, if you see in a whole, nursing has always there has always been a manpower problem to it, and if they make it very restricted for people to join, they will not have the numbers to support the hospitals and all out there. I had this thought before. I'm like, why are they taking in people? And there are people who join nursing when they don't have the passion for it. You can see from the way they work and all that. But it all comes down to the numbers. They need the manpower to support, you know. And usually these people who don't have the passion, they'll just fall down the cracks down the line. So, yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
But for you, what is that thing that really surprised you the most in nursing?
The one that surprised me was actually after I started working.
Okay.
I mean, in school you're in a very protected
environment.
bubble.
Yes.
You know, like your lecturers are there. Even when you go for your attachments, you have your preceptors. You're quite well protected. You feel like the king. Like, I can do no wrong. Even if I do something wrong, don't worry, I'm gonna pass this test. I'm gonna pass this attachment. That kind of thing, you know. But the moment you start working, you know, it's a totally different ball game. Like everything is just pointed on you. Every single mistake by what you do, by what you say. Yeah, so that was a eye opener for me lah.
Do you think it's necessary for perhaps the nursing school to have a longer period of attachment, like perhaps 1-2 years of attachment before you actually start working?
Yes, I believe in that. And also, I think certain modules or curriculum should be added in, because whatever you learn for the 3 years, it really doesn't prepare you for what you're going to face after you start working. So that's why I became an adjunct lecturer also, to use my experience to help these future nurses to prepare them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adjunct lecturer.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So later can pass me lobang.
Sure. Good money, bro.
Yeah. I know adjunct CI will be quite lucrative also, right?
Lecturer better.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you the numbers later.
Okay, can. No problem. All right. So you started working. Can you share with us what is the biggest challenge that you actually face as a nurse, especially when you're starting out?
The biggest challenge was because for me, I went for my national service, and then I started. So there was a 2-year gap between my studies and starting work. So I was a bit rusty. So the biggest challenge was actually to really take it all in. You know, so I was a slow learner at the start. I had to actually extend my probation period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I even went through that phase where I was thinking to myself, am I really
in the right
cut out for this profession? You know, and it was actually my own boss that did it, did that to me, because I couldn't answer questions, because we had to know what are the blood results, what does it mean, the scans and all that. I couldn't answer her. Then she was telling me, Muhsin, you're not fit to be a nurse, get out of my office. You know, but I took that as a challenge and challenged myself to, okay, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to know everything about my patient. So I did that. And yeah, and I realized that, wow, I love to be in this spot whereby I know everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense, especially for you now, you're running your own business, because you need to know the ins and outs of everything. Whereas I have seen a lot of nurses who do not even understand why they do certain treatment, give certain medications. Correct. And I think that itself is a risk to our patients.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. So
I have a friend who just came back. I mean, she didn't come back lah. She was here to visit her family and friends from Australia. She says over there 1 nurse is to 4.
Yeah.
And over here is
the ratio.
1 is to 8, 1 is to
on
12.
paper.
On paper. And how do you? I mean, you mentioned that you take it as a challenge, right?
Yeah.
To remember everything about your patient. So how do you do that now?
When I started, I always have a clipboard and a paper with me.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll write down what are the orders for the day, what are my tasks for the day, and it's like a checklist for me. Then over time, it became a mental checklist for me. Then I compartmentalize all my patients, you know, and I'm someone who's very good with names and numbers.
Okay.
So I can remember, even if I'm taking care of 18 patients, I can remember all my 18 patients'
oh
names.
wow.
Yeah. I'm good with names lah. So it became very automatic to me lah. And then, but when, of course, there are days whereby I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
I'm like a kanchong spider. So when that happens, at my most busiest time, I'll go to the toilet.
Okay.
For
Why?
a breather, is it?
Yes. So I take myself out from that messy situation, calm myself down, and look at it from a bird's eye view and see, okay, what needs to be done first, second, then. So I'll prioritize everything. When I come out of the toilet, I'm a different person. Yeah.
That seems like an anxiety attack, and you are, how do I put this? Managing your anxiety.
I wouldn't say it's an anxiety attack. I think you have also experiences where there's just so many tasks to do and everything seems urgent and important to you, right? So then it's like you don't know which one to do first, and then you're just hitting and touching it bit by bit when you're not clearing everything. Yeah. So when that happens, I take myself out.
So that's like your coping mechanism.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe this question is probably not just for me. It's probably going to be for Amir and also for the listeners. How do you remember names so well?
I don't know.
It's a gift.
Yeah. Is it like, do you repeat them a few times in your brain or?
Yeah. So as in work. So a lot of nurses, they call their patients by uncle, auntie. I make it a point to like, morning Mr. Tan, morning Madam Lim. You know.
I see.
And for me, by remembering their names, I'm not going to commit any medication errors.
Yes, that's true. All right. Okay. So, which specialization did you actually have when you joined nursing?
When I joined, there's no specialization, but I was in the auto-surgical ward. Then I went and took my advanced diploma in orthopedics.
Okay. So right now you're specialized in orthopedics.
Correct.
Have you ever tried other specialty or other perhaps jobs that require a different set of specialty?
Even though I was in the auto-surgical ward, but I've seen cases like eye cases, surgical cases, ENT, cancer. So I will learn a bit about everything, right? And it's, I mean, through all these years, I've seen quite a number, and I'm quite well versed in almost all the conditions that people have.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to know this because Project Helix deals with any type of patient,
Correct,
right? Yeah. So you definitely need a lot of experience with a lot of different specialization to actually run your business that you're having right now.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, but your main core is orthopedics.
Yours?
Mine anesthesia.
Yeah.
Mentioned before.
Yeah.
Anesthesia, that's where I got the chance to actually see the different disciplines. Yeah, because you anesthetize basically almost everybody, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's why. Okay. What do you think of the nursing job market now? Do you think right now nurses are underpaid as how a lot of them are complaining?
Okay, when it comes to the salary, actually there are a lot of nurses out there who are without jobs. They left because, and it's not about the salary, it's more of the workload, right? And when I left, I was earning quite a good pay. So, but I didn't leave because I didn't have enough money. But I left because I want to achieve something else. So a lot of these nurses, they left not because they were underpaid, right? But I mean, the pay is actually increasing quite well now, but it's just not. It doesn't fit the.
Doesn't tally. Is it the amount of work?
Because for nurses, we are sort of like, we are in the professional industry, right? But we're not paid as a professional. But we are paid same as like in the service sector. So we are in the sandwich of both. Yeah.
You finished your NS in 2009.
2009.
Then that's where you immediately get started, right?
Correct.
What was the salary at that point of time?
1640.
1,600, right?
Yeah.
It took about 7 years after you start working, then the revision happened, right?
But every year there's an increment,
Yeah.
the 4 to 5% increment. But yeah, it was after who was the previous?
I think
Minister of
2014.
He was the one who actually made a lot of revision and changes to the remuneration of nurses. Yeah.
Do you think with 1,600 you can survive?
At that point of time, I was still single.
Yeah.
Can now. No.
What about for kids now? Like students who just finished their nursing.
But now from what I know, entry level diploma holders, when they enter, I think the salary is about 2.5.
Right? Yeah.
2.5.
But even with 2.5, I mean, if you are single, it's okay.
Single, okay lah, bro. You dating maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, I think if you have a family and then 2.5,
It's hard. Definitely, it's definitely hard.
Yeah.
From what I see, if you're gonna have a family of 4 right now, the comfortable salary should be at least 3.5
per person. Per person.
As a whole. I mean, if you do no cars, nothing, just a house, 4 of you in your shelter, you don't support anybody else. 4,000 I think is enough.
Okay. All right. You mentioned about workload just now.
Yeah.
How bad is the workload in the nursing industry? Yeah.
He knows, but he just want to know your answer, bro.
Workload. Okay. So you deal with doctors. You deal with your bosses. You deal with your juniors. You deal with your patients. You deal with your patient's family. And you deal with the allied health professionals around you.
Yeah.
Right? And everybody will always come to the same person, the nurse.
Yes.
Because the nurse is the most responsible, because they spend the most time with the patient, right?
Okay.
So we are the most accountable for them, right? And patients, family, sometimes when they're stressed, when they're anxious, they let it out on the nurses because they are the ones that they can face. Yeah. So it's not really about physical exhaustion, but it's really mental exhaustion for nurses actually. And when there are days there's not enough manpower, there's one nurse to 18 patients kind of thing. Yeah. And the worst I've done is actually I have to be an overall in charge of the ward, standing in for my nurse manager, making sure the whole ward runs smoothly. And we have about 25 beds. Also a the private wing. Other than become overall in charge, I still need to take cases, 10 beds. I need to precept a new nurse also for half of my load. Yeah. So, but it was a challenge lah, but I like it lah. I like it.
Yeah. So I think we should also make this clear. When nurses say they are underpaid, that is the kind of workload that we actually have. And I mean, at that point of time, I believe you are ANC?
Senior staff nurse.
Okay, senior staff nurse. So as a senior staff nurse, how much are you earning having that kind of responsibility? Okay, pause. Hanafi, how much do you think he should be earning with that kind of responsibility?
Don't point it at me. Okay, maybe like 5-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I 5-ish, my range was actually the higher range.
But that's because I already know the entry level range. So this is of course a guess. Right.
Because for me, every year my grade was A, so my increment is actually quite a lot. So that's why I can get 5+.
Okay.
Those average one, they're not earning 5+. Doing the job that I do.
I think 4+ is the norm.
Yeah.
4+, huh? With that kind of workload.
Yep. My previous last drawn was about 4. 8 years experience. Of course, not that bad of a workload. But yeah.
But with the years of experience, if you're in the professional industry, if you have worked for 8 years, you are drawing at least 7, 8.
Yeah.
Like for him, he at the point of time, how many years? 10 years, are
at the point of time, yep, about 10 years.
About 10 years in, and he's only earning 5. And that is after all your allowances comes in, right? Yeah. That's not the basic.
Yeah. My gross can reach up to 6+.
I see.
Yeah.
So I mean, on the marketing sphere back then, I was I think it was around 13 years experience. Now I have almost 18 years. So at that point of time, I was poached. The salary was around 8+, but with all the allowance and hitting of the KPIs, it's a 5-figure salary easily. Right.
Yeah.
So I think like very
we will hit 5 figures only 2 times in the year, July and December.
Yes.
Oh, that's for the bonus.
The bonus, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
But I mean, you guys are entitled for the bonus, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean full-time job, so need to have bonus.
Stuff, the salary like that really doesn't equate to the amount of effort.
Yeah, correct. I mean, whatever he shared is on top of the fact that all the knowledge that he has to know.
Yeah.
And the knowledge that he has to know, because like he mentioned, he's dealing with doctors, allied health professionals all around him. He needs to know all their job and what they are supposed to do to make sure that there is no errors for the patient. If there's any errors, the first person, like he mentioned, to take responsibility is him.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel even 5K, yes, that is what you mentioned, and that is because of what he said he started with, right? 1.6, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really not fair.
I'll give you an example. The doctor orders a wrong medication. The pharmacy approved.
Yes.
I serve. I will be blamed.
Yep.
They will not blame the doctor who ordered the wrong medicine. They will
The
not blame.
pharmacy that approve.
Yeah.
So it boils down to you.
Because
Yes.
nurses are the first and the last line of defense for the patients.
Okay.
So, and with that also, he is the lowest paid among this.
Even the pharmacy is higher, is it?
I'm not sure. But I think probably around the same.
Pharmacists when they graduate from degree, they start with 4.5.
Oh, start with 4.
Yeah, start with 4.5. That should be his basic by then, right?
Around
the senior staff nurse, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very interesting. So the error and everything, boils down to you. Right? You have to face the music. And speaking about face the music, I think this is a nice segue for part 2. We're going to end part 1, guys. So thank you for tuning in. And in part 2, we're going to hear about all the errors that he's probably has made and all the challenges that he has gone through.
All right, man.
See you guys in the next episode.